You know what time it is.
Music. Hey, tell them that you like that. Hey, this a mic check. You fucking up my count, I told you I'ma call you right back. She might be a wifey to you, but to me a nightcap. Fly to Cali just to blow a bag, cause bitch I'm like that. And I ain't tripping, I know I'ma make it right back.
Welcome to another episode of Gameonblitzz, your ultimate hub for sports, hip-hop, and today's hottest topic. Come join our conversation and give us your thoughts and your insight, and come vibe with the community. And you know, if you don't want to get hit, and you got that itch for the game of sports, and you want to debate, you know where to go. Gameonblitzz.
You know, we've been away for a little bit. When you're coming back, we got two special guests. Bizzolini and Mr. 1000.
Young Packer.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, so today we got some NBA topics that we want to talk about, and the first topic on the agenda is Luka shaking up the dust against the Denver Nuggets. What do we think?
Can you pronounce his full name?
Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, brother.
I definitely thought you was gonna defer to Luka Magic.
Luka Magic. Luka Doncic.
This ain't Scotty for the door now.
Yeah. Luka Doncic. So who? We can start. I can kind of start it off a little bit. Obviously Luka. I think this is his third game, right, against the against the Denver Nuggets, and I think the first two games he was on a minute restriction, playing 23 minutes a game, and he played more minutes against the Denver Nuggets. And I also heard that he was also practicing during the All-Star break. So he was putting in extra work in or whatever. So yeah, I think like it was only a matter of time before Luka went back to his old regular ways, and I think he did that against the Denver Nuggets, and I think it was expected. It was only a matter of time. And I think he's gonna continue doing that with the Los Angeles Lakers and moving forward. And they look great. They look great. I'm not gonna lie.
So you didn't have any concerns when people were talking about Luka was a spot-up shooter?
Nah. Well, people that said they are idiots. People that said they are idiots, bro. Luka was not. Yeah, every now and then he would defer, but he's not a spot-up shooter. But yeah, good, Mo.
Yeah, I was saying for me, right? Because his first game, like I'm looking at it, his first game, the first two games he played against the Jazz twice, which was the one that he was on minutes restriction, and the game he played against the Hornet, he actually played like 33 minutes in that game, and I thought he played very poorly in that game. Like, I'm not gonna say poorly. I mean, he's coming back from like a long time injury, right? So, but we talked about this off air. We did have, some concern within that game about his defense and stuff. But, the Denver game, coming up with the Denver game, I feel like that's the Luka that people wanted to see, right? Mm-hmm. And, I think he showed that, but I do think that Lakers still need to I do think they still need a piece or two for, like, in terms of defense if they want to make a run into the playoffs.
No, I agree.
Because, collectively, I think they can play a decent defense, but individually, if you isolate Luka, there's nothing. Like his defense is almost like non-existent.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Alman?
Well, so I think I touched on this off air a little bit. I think a lot of people fail to realize how much time it takes to build that team chemistry, right? Even for Luka himself, for him to be comfortable enough to make some of the plays that he used to make at Dallas, it's going to take some time because he's obviously trying to mesh with a new team. Yeah. I think it was good to see him finally explode, and that's going to help him get into his space of comfort to where he's back playing like Luka Doncic. So although it might take some time, I think he'll be fine. Yeah. And he almost had a triple-double. And you mentioned something earlier that was super interesting, is that he was on minute restrictions prior, and now they're actually playing 30-plus minutes a game.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to and be productive.
Nah, I agree. So I'm gonna shake it up a little bit. So how do you? Because I remember we had a conversation about this when I was talking about his weight being an issue and also the lack of effort on defense. And also you mentioned that I think we all agreed that the trade for Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic was kind of crazy. Everybody can see that. So how do you feel like after the 3 games? Because last night he was playing defense. He was trying. I think he had 4 steals yesterday. He was getting back on defense. He was running back, whatever. I think that's because he's scared of Bron. But all in all, it looked like if he keep that up, I think that he should be in pretty good shape, and I think they might be able to make a run in the playoff. But I still think that I don't think he's gonna be able to keep that up moving forward until I see it in a playoff and for the rest of the season. How do you feel about that?
That's for real. It all depends on who they face for real.
Yeah.
Look at it. If they faces them young teams like, let's say, the Rockets or OKC, they're more experienced. I feel like they can take them out. It's just Denver that's going to be the problem. But I feel like with Denver, they got somebody that can match out with Joker.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it comes to, like, with AD and Joker, it used to be like, all right, the points and rebound, even. But Joker always beat him out on the assists.
Yeah.
Now, Luka bring that side. Rebounds, Luka might get 10 to 15 rebounds any given night.
Oh, yeah.
He can get you 10 to 15 assists any given night.
That's true.
That match the Joker shit, he cancels out. And Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
Numbers will even out, I feel like. And then the way they play small defense on him, they were swarming him like yesterday, bro.
Yeah, they were.
They figured, I'm not saying they're going to figure out how to, because he's a great player.
Yeah.
But if they can play him like they did yesterday, they got a good shot to make it to the Western Conference Final. I'm not gonna say they're gonna make it to the final this year because they don't have a true big man.
Yeah,
but I feel like they still in this year like probably the Western Conference Final, and then next year when they get a true center that can do what Luka like a Gafford type, and they go lively, that can catch lobs, spread the floor.
Yeah.
Next year they have a better shot of winning a chip.
Yeah, I agree. I still think they have a better shot. Salman, you was trying to say something?
No, I was gonna say I think that's one of like the area. I thought that was one of the areas that they were gonna focus on, right? Like just getting a big man, seeing that you traded Anthony Davis away. Because my true concern was never LeBron and Luka fitting together. But those two are super unselfish, right? Like they want to share the ball, get everybody involved. But the rebounding aspect that you mentioned, although they can both rebound, like you need a big man for that purpose because Luka defensively is a little short-handed, and then also like with blocking shots and just being a defensive presence. But it was dope or kind of relieving to see that like they could overcome that hill and beat Denver, because over the last 4 seasons, when you look at the stats, bro, it's almost embarrassing.
Diabolical.
There's one thing also that like we not like I say focus on. I think JJ Redick is a really a good factor, because if you watch the game yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, over the past season that they've lost to Denver, it's been because of
the coach,
right? Right. And if you watch the game yesterday, the way they nullify him, like honestly, if they come against the Denver Nuggets, I'll take the way they played yesterday. I'll take the Lakers winning, because how they will, like defend it against Jokic as a collective. And I think that has a lot to do with JJ Redick versus, the coach they had prior.
No, definitely. He was different.
Can Luka average like that? That's considered Luka can average, almost a 30-point triple-double, though. Because that performance last night is not something that you can replicate every night.
You don't think? I feel like Luka is the type of guy that can do that.
He can every night.
Yeah, like Luka is. I get what you're saying. That is crazy. But Luka is the guy that actually does it, and he can.
No, fast. Last year he had
career stats
33, 9, and 9.
Yeah.
His career stats tell us that, but this was not the first time he had played 32 minutes. If you look at like the stat sheet, this was the second time he had played like closer to 30 minutes. And the first time he played, he only had 14. Now, granted, I was the one saying that obviously team chemistry and all that shit matters, but it's hard to have a 30-point triple-double, even if you're Luka Doncic, right? Like,
yep, I agree.
The second topic is the Suns beat the Bulls to snap the 4-game losing streak.
Anybody want to take on that first? I can start. Who's the KD fans here? Okay.
I respect KD's game.
No, I respect KD's game, but the Suns been ass. They've been ass, right? So they just like beat the Bulls just yesterday. I think they were combined for 81 points, meaning KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. And when they put this team together, like right away, they were like the favorite to like come out the West or possibly even win the championship. And to me, like since they put those two teams together, they've been a failure. I think the only time they had a shot is that year when Devin Booker was averaging like 35 and 5 in the playoff or some shit, and he was playing a pure point guard. And to me, I don't think this is like natural position. I think he's a shooting guard. I don't think he can be the guy that can lead the team playing point guard because he's not a true point guard to me. And well, 4-1. I mean, the 4 losing streak is crazy. When somebody tell you, there's a team with KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal on it. Remember, Bradley Beal used to average 30 when he played for the Washington Wizards. And I understand he was on a shitty team, and he gets the ball a lot. But it's Bradley Beal. He's been an all-star. He can defend. He can score like any other. So to me, it's still disappointing that the fact that we're talking about the Suns beat the Bulls to snap before a game winners. Y'all beat a terrible team. So to me, this is not impressive. And I think that team needs to be separated. They got to break that team up.
Yeah, and a lot of people
KD getting traded this summer.
You think so?
Yeah, they was talking about trading him without him knowing throughout the season. He talking about. You see what he said? He like, I ain't want to be traded throughout during the middle of the season.
But yeah.
Are you talking about around the trade deadline though? Because I feel like a lot of superstars were having that worry once, like Luka Doncic.
Once Luka.
There was a deal in place for KD to go back to the Warriors.
No, the Warriors reached out, I think.
No, there was a deal in place now to send him to the Warriors. They asked him, he didn't want to go right now. It was the middle of the season.
Yes.
He had an interview right after the deadline.
Yes, he right. He said that he didn't want to go back to Golden State or whatever the case may be. He's scared of Draymond Green.
I know that portion, but if you remember, Golden State acquired Jimmy Butler, right? But before that happened, they was reaching out around the league.
I just saw that.
Yeah.
It was saying KD to Golden State and Jimmy to the Suns. It was like a 3-team trade.
Oh.
So now, Alman, you were saying that the Golden. Go ahead. I was trying to see what you were saying.
I was just saying that Golden State was reaching out around the league, trying to acquire a superstar after like Luka Doncic.
Yeah, they've been trying to talking about it.
Yeah.
So they reached out to Phoenix, but KD wasn't down to go back to Golden State, which I mean, I don't fault him for it.
Yeah, and I agree. Now I remember that.
Yeah.
But Biz, I know you were there trying to roll up.
but like back to the Suns, right? So what I'm saying is like I seen this report yesterday when they were saying that with the in between those like 4 games that they lost, they kind of trying to go back. They were doing some like experiment when they had to push Bradley Beal to the bench. Yeah. Like they were doing that within that time. So I just feel like in a lot going wrong for them. Like they losing a lot of games that they should be winning. So they said that the coach asked Bradley Beal that they want him to come off the bench, right?
Yeah.
So within that time, they were experimenting with that. And they sort of lose a bunch of games. If you watch the game yesterday, all 3 of them started.
Yeah.
And I do feel like watching that game yesterday, they actually it looked good to me. It looked good when all 3 of them on the floor. But I just feel like one of them or 2 of them has to sacrifice more because you're not gonna touch the ball as much. So like that was the point with them beginning of the season when they didn't. A lot of time when you see it's not cohesive enough. They didn't know. Who was the primary handler of the ball. Right?
Yeah.
And now that I feel like once they figure that out, maybe put the ball in Devin Booker's hand. Once they figure that out, I think they could be a good team. They could be a challenging team to me, if you ask me.
I think that's the challenge with that team though, is that like you got guys that are ball dominant, right? Like Bradley Beal is used to running his own team with Washington and used to putting up 30 points. Devin Booker before like this collab. We all know Devin Booker for a scorer, right? He could go off at 30, and KD, that's what he's known for. So I think that's the challenge is trying to figure out, like, how to play together efficiently, which, David, I think I agree with you on this. Eventually, they're going to end up breaking that team up because I don't see them being able to figure it out in order to win a championship, especially in the West, and how competitive it is now.
Yeah.
I think Bradley Beal coming off the bench is going to push him towards the right direction to where he'll have his own unit to lead, and he doesn't have to worry too much about like getting in the flow of Devin Booker, getting in the flow of Kevin Durant.
I agree.
Man, can you imagine after having a career that you've had to be asked to come off the bench as Bradley Beal?
Yep.
It's a hell of a sacrifice.
Yep.
Brother, he get paid $50 million.
Yeah, he get a lot of bread.
But it's a hell of a sacrifice, and as athletes, we all know like there's like ego involved to a certain extent, right? Like a nigga that decorated, you ask him to come off the bench, he's feeling some type of way, regardless of how he. The only nigga that I can see, or the only person, apologies for my language,
no, they good.
that I can see like not feeling any type of way about that is players like maybe like Kevin Durant if he's coming off an injury type deal.
Coming off the bench?
I mean, because he even like offered to do it at the Olympics. Cause he,
yeah. So
you know what I mean?
I'm glad you said that.
But you got
Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard.
You gotta look at who he was coming off the bench for, though.
Yeah, I think so. And I do think in the NBA, Kevin Durant will his ego, he will feel some type of way. As right now, asking him to come off the bench, I don't think he will.
Oh yeah, everybody would.
Yeah, but I was gonna say just to make a light of it. I agree with a lot of points that you said on my but my issue here is, it's like to me the focal point of this situation is KD. Like, you know, we all like KD as a great player or whatever the case may be. But again, always go back to the term I made, the intangible players, the things that a superstar has, you know, in terms of leadership role. Like we see LeBron, we see Steph. I think those two people are still, to me, are the face of the league. And also they put on an amazing show for us within the last, 6, 7, 8 years, going back to the final and things like that. And I think KD wasn't able to win a championship without Steph, right? I think that's always going to be on his jacket. It's fine. People always win with other people. But the fact that he left Golden State and went to the Nets and played with James Harden and got, even Blake Griffin was there as an addition. You got Kyrie Irving on that team. Also, you had a young phenom. I forgot his name. He played for the Nets. I can't remember his name right now. So it's like, to me, and then you leave there, you go. Yeah, Cam Thomas. Yep. And then you leave there and you go to.
I thought you might have been talking about Caris LeVert.
No. Ben Thomas. Caris LeVert was good too. He was good too. He's good. So, and then he goes to the Phoenix Suns, and he got Nurkic. Then you got Bradley Beal, and then you got Devin Booker. Why can't KD win with these other superstars? But he was able to do it with Steph. And mind you, he also played with Westbrook. He couldn't win with Westbrook. So can we say KD is the not only superstar, but is one of those superstars that doesn't have a great leadership role? I mean, presence in the locker room. And why is it that KD can never get it done without Steph?
To be fair though, that net team, like, I don't think they really. They didn't, like, because if you watch I don't know if it was the conference final, whatever, the game they played against the Bucks, right? It was only him. Like, I don't think both James Harden and Kyrie wasn't there. I feel like if them two was there, I feel like the outcome of that final could have been different.
Kyrie got injured in the second game or first game.
I thought James Harden played, but he was injured. James Harden was.
I think the last game, I didn't think James Harden played. The one when his four was on the line, KD when his four was on the line, it was like two.
Kyrie played the first 2 games and got injured.
Yeah,
versus the 3.
But even if you think about it, right, in the regular season too, there was periods where like one of those guys were down. So I don't think they got a chance to play enough basketball together. Like a strong team.
Even with the Suns, it's the same scenario.
Suns as well, but I do think like they got 3 ball dominant guys who are primarily force, and that's what it is. I think KD's one of those individuals. He could get out of bed and get you 30, right? Like
exactly.
That's not going to be it, and he's going to come out and do whatever it takes to try to win. But essentially, man, like what stephencurry has, his competitiveness, him like being able to impact the game without even having the ball in his hand, being able to go on those crazy runs and take over games. Having that as a supporting cast essentially is way more valuable than having like a Bradley Beal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
You know, and at the time they also had Klay Thompson, who defensively, you know, can guard your best player. Draymond Green defensively is one of the best defenders in the game. So I think like the pieces in Golden State are different. And then just Steph being a veteran and probably the best point guard of all time. It's hard to see somebody else filling that role, but I do think KD need another strong piece like that to win.
Got you.
I think that Golden State team was already set up as a championship team. It was just that he was a good addition to that team. You know what
the
I'm
other thing they did with that team, take off Harrison Barnes and KD.
So are we sympathizing with KD right now? Because everybody made a great point. I'm gonna get a great point too. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm looking at it. James Harden was hurt. He played 4 games, so he was like kind of on one leg or whatever. Pause. And I was gonna say, so like at the end of the day, when Bron, because remember the Nets, that's the East. Remember when Bron. And I hate to, I don't like comparing, but they're in the same era. But when Bron played with Cleveland, he still took that team to the final, even though he lost. You get what I'm saying? LeBron was always to take his team over the hump, or whatever the case may be. And that's what I'm saying. He's a leader. His leadership skills is always going to triumph in situations like that. And I think that's the thing KD lacks. He lacks that.
KD took that OKC team to the playoffs prior to them blowing that 3-1 lead, I believe, to Steph.
With Westbrook.
As far as like,
but that team was nice though.
Yeah, it was. I mean, but we got to take the team for what it was, right?
Yeah.
You had James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Kevin Durant, and they were able to win enough games and figure it out to the point where they made it to the Western Conference. No, they actually
went to the final. They
played with Miami.
Yeah,
they lost.
And I think even in that matchup, it was just that it was LeBron's time right that moment, because LeBron had even experienced some, like, slumped himself. I think it had been 7 years prior to him winning his first championship. So that time was Bron's, but they were able to get there. And has KD been to the final since leaving Golden State?
No.
I don't think that he's been to the conference final since.
Yeah.
And that's where you could kind of knock him a little bit, but prior to that point,
because he had, mind you, that team, like, you're right, we're gonna take the team for what it was. We had James Harden, we had Russell Westbrook, we also had Serge Ibaka on that team, and then we had I ain't even gonna say Kendrick Perkins. That's
Perkins. I think what's that guy named Shuffleloose, whatever that. Yeah, he was on that team. He was nice. That team was nice.
So would you say, because like LeBron took that team with Boobie Gibson and Algasgis to the final, right?
Right. 21 years old.
And he beat the Pistons. Remember, the Pistons was a great team. They had Rasheed, all the other people, Tayshaun and all of that. So with Westbrook, they went to the final and never got back there again. But that team, if you compare that team with, he also had James Harden, the 6th man. If you compare that team to the team that LeBron been able to carry to the final, or even the Western Conference final, is different. And also on top of that, you got somebody like Dirk Nowitzki that didn't have superstar on his team, was able to go to the final multiple times, and also eventually ended up 1-1 against the Heat. So what I'm saying, KD to me is sometimes y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes can we just say, is it luck, or is it just the thing that I'm saying that you lack leadership skills?
Almost like you got to put him in a perfect situation to win a championship. Like that Golden State team is the perfect situation. Other than that, because he's had a great teams. Other than that Golden State team,
so great situation. That's when KD flourish.
Pretty much
in terms of winning the chip, because individually KD a player. He's a player. But in terms of winning a championship, it's almost like you have to put him in a perfect situation to get.
I agree with that.
Well, so I am gonna say there's different levels of greatness, right? LeBron's greatness and his leadership abilities, and Steph's greatness and their leadership abilities. We could say that kind of surpasses a lot of other superstars in the league. Can Kevin Durant do it by himself, being that leader? I'm not sure, because he hasn't shown us that. But I do think there's a value in knocking on the door. And when I say that, I mean KD has been to the finals not by himself, but with the team that he had. You know what I mean? So as the number one option. So I feel like he could, depending on the pieces he has. But since he left Golden State, he hasn't shown us or he hasn't given us the proof. So it's hard to back it.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, again, the Grand Reaper is just like he ain't really killing shit for real.
30 out the bed.
So
we can move on.
Yeah, we can move on, bro. But yeah, hopefully, they're not gonna make it to the playoff. I don't think. But yeah, let's move on. What's the next topic, Mo?
So the next topic is Jimmy Butler impact on the Warrior. 4-1 since he joined the team.
Okay. Yep. I'm gonna open up the can of worms. I think me and Mo and I, we talked about this early on, before the trade even happened. And remember, Mo, you said that they were trying to tank. But anyway, so they got Jimmy Butler on the team. I think the one pushback we had against that, me and Mo both agreed on. We thought that it could have been a clash, like a personality clash between. That it might have been a personality clash to bring Jimmy Butler on the team, with Draymond Green being a hothead and the leader on that team. Also, we know Jimmy Butler for being very controversial, and he also has a lot of ego and pride. So we thought they were going to collide at some point. And I wasn't really sure if that was going to make sense to do it. But now that they did it, right, I think that was the last. I think they wanted to get KD for real. But I think since this was like their last result, and then Jimmy also wanted to go to the Suns, just kind of putting all type of stuff out there. So now that they matched together, 4-1, and also Jimmy Butler, I think the fastest player to reach 100 points and 25 rebounds and 25 assists within these 4 games, whatever. And also, they're playing together well. And also, I saw him drawing up the play while he was talking to Draymond Green. And Draymond Green was listening. I said, oh, Draymond Green being a good dog. He's listening. So I was like, all right, perfect. Not taking nothing away. He's a great leader or whatever. Before he tried to sock me like he did Jordan Poole. Nigga, I sock back, nigga. But I'm saying, like, so that being said, do you guys feel like that they made the right decision? And do you think Jimmy Butler being on a team with Golden State with Steph, do you think that they're gonna be able to go far in the playoff? And do you think it's just right now it's a fluke? And another thing to add on, y'all can agree to disagree. I also read that Jimmy Butler is considered the modern NBA's Andre Iguodala for Golden State Warriors. Y'all can also touch on that. Pause. But yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and just talk about it real quick. I feel like he was the perfect pickup for them for what this team needed.
Yeah.
Especially like how Jimmy plays. Mm-hmm. He don't shoot much threes. They needed somebody that go to the cup, that get fouls. Mm-hmm. That thing was like almost last in free throws. He make a huge difference with them free throws. Because every time they play a team, they complain about free throws. Yep. And also, Jimmy play defense.
Yep.
If he liked the team he playing on, he would play defense. I was watching the game the other day. He was locking shit up.
Yep.
I feel like Jimmy, the way he plays, him being the point forward with his team.
Yep.
Steph him getting double, Steph gonna be in the corner. Him going to the rack, getting fouls. Him and Draymond directing shit. And I feel like he wasn't gonna trip out on this team because him and Draymond can check each other's ego. If anybody have enough cash check to check Jimmy, it's Draymond.
Yeah.
You know? And if Jimmy wanna win a chip, he came to the right place.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
I feel like they can get up to the 6th seed if they really gel out they're supposed to. They can come up to the 6th seed, maybe the play-in.
No, I agree.
Where
I think
they right now, 9.
It might be.
Right now they're 9 seed. Yeah.
Yep.
Right behind, and they're playing Dallas right now. They're right below that. 2 games behind Dallas. Pause.
Yep.
That bottom half of the West is tight. And
facts.
No. Pause.
It is Phoenix, Sacramento, Dallas, and Minnesota. But yeah, I agree with Bizzo. Me, I always said that Jimmy Butler, in terms of like playing the game, he's a great player. But it's just like me, I don't like none of those like shenanigans where you have to like, cause like I was telling that man that I was talking about this. I was like, it's like everybody's saying that like they picking on Jimmy. This is not the first time, second, third time Jimmy has had like a fella with one organization, right?
Yep.
And sometimes you gotta look in the mirror. Yeah, I was saying sometimes you gotta look in yourself. Maybe you the problem, right? So I was saying that if he can keep that side under control, Jimmy is a great player. Is a great addition to any team. Yep. And I don't know if you guys, when I was watching the All-Star game, Draymond was saying that they're gonna win the chip with Jimmy. I don't know if I believe that, but I think they can make some shit for sure. Because if you have Steph on your team and you add Jimmy Butler to that team, you know, anything can happen. Steph is just Steph. But yeah, I agree with what Bezos said.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing that they gained from like trading for Jimmy Butler is that Golden State has like their hopes restored to win a championship, right? Like at one point they were, I think, like below 500. And Draymond was talking about how their GM was pissed. And now that they have Jimmy Butler, they feel like they can win like every game that they're going into, and there's like power in that, right? I didn't think Draymond and Jimmy was going to clash too much, just because I know both of those guys are winners. And usually, like when you have people that are trying to go for a collective goal, they're willing to sacrifice like ego. They're willing to sacrifice a bunch of things to win. And I think Jimmy and Draymond are both of those are one and the same in that way. Defensively, though, they did get better, so which makes them a little bit more competitive, like in the West. And Jimmy is able to get buckets at all three levels, essentially, and go to the free throw line, like Bizzo was saying. So I think he was a good addition for those reasons. And it's possible, man. Anything is possible. They just got to get hot enough to make a run like this late in the season. I believe the 7 seed is in the play-in, right?
Yep. 7, 8, 9, 10 get to play for the 7 and 8 spot.
Yeah, so I mean, having a guy like Stephencurry and that belief that they got now, I think they can make a push. And Jimmy should be there next year too. So even if they don't like compete for a championship this year, like moving forward, they'll be competitive.
I agree. Mo, what you think?
Oh, by the way, my fault.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mo was saying that like he had heard Jimmy Butler had like incidents with multiple teams. Mo, sometimes I think like that happens when you're trying to challenge the status quo. Like, you know, being a winner or a leader sometimes mean challenging people, and not everybody's receptive to that. Like even sometimes challenging your coach or owners, because just because they're in that seat don't mean that they always know best or they see shit the way that you see it. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's also like upper management making decisions about lower management. And, you know, when you like engage to have those discussions, it might not always like, you know, resonate well and might cause some fire. But
And
I'm sure MJ at one point, you know, was getting into it with his organization.
I agree. I 100% agree with that. But me, I always think there's a way of doing things, and I feel like how Jimmy has been done, especially in the recent year with the Heat, I think he dealt with it a very childish way. That's just how they like all this Instagram posts and stuff like that. Those are not necessary. You know what I'm saying? So that was my point when it comes to him. But I agree.
Well, mommy said I agree, but more I also agree with the point that sometimes like the owners be on some bullshit. Sometimes they do stuff that doesn't make sense. Sometimes the players has the right to say how they feel. But but you also have to understand it's a team sport, right? Your teammates also rely on you as a leader. You have to hold yourself accountable, or you have to be responsible how you handle yourself with good manners. So just going there and trolling, posting Instagram and things like that, to me it's like, you're trying to get out your contract, do it professionally. Not the other way. But I do agree that challenge it. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yep.
I mean, you always want to be a pro at the end of the day, right? Like,
facts.
You want to leave any place that you enter in a better shape that you left it, and essentially you want to feel welcome back whenever you do want to go back to that situation. Like, burning that bridge ain't gonna help Jimmy in the future, but he obviously felt like that's something he had to do.
Exactly. And before we move on, how do you feel about saying that Jimmy Butler is the modern NBA's Iguodala for the Golden State Warriors?
Man, young Iggy was hella athletic.
I think they have different roles within that team. I don't think I want to say that because that's undermining what Andrew did for that team. I think they have different roles within that team. So let's just leave it at that. To me, when it gets to like comparison, sometimes like they be disrespecting what some other niggas have done for a team. And I think what Andrew has done for that team, let's just say that like they're different. They play different roles for that team.
You know, I'd actually be good with that too, Mo. Because it's hard for me to like make that comparison. I think they kind of fit in a little differently. Defensively, they could both pick up your best guys, right? Like offensively, I don't think I saw like Iggy playing in the post probably as much as Jimmy does.
Yep, that's a good point. That's a good observation. Yep.
Yeah. So I think they brought different things to the table.
I agree. I think Saleh had brought this up or whatever. I'd say that it's a little bit of mixture of like Andrew Wiggins and Iggy for me. in terms of like Jimmy Butler can do a little bit of everything. He can shoot, he can post up, he can pass the ball. Iggy was a good passer too, but Iggy can shoot the ball like that. Also, the thing that they have in common is the defensive part, like the defensive responsibility, and also kind of like a leadership role. Like he's a leader too, but he's more an antagonizing leader than Iggy was. But he's averaging 26 and 5. Those are numbers that Iggy wasn't putting up when he played with them. I think Iggy was averaging like 9 points. So there's a big difference when it comes to impact, but I can see certain things that are kind of similar when it comes to the game, like picking up maybe the best player on like defending the best player on the opposite team and things like that against the opposition. And, but besides that, I don't think there's like much of like modern day Iggy. Nah, I think he's Jimmy.
Modern day Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, that's it.
Yeah. Playoff Jimmy. Hold on. Since Buddy left, I'm gonna make it just us three. Bizzo.
His job is SG has fired his agent so he can represent himself and keep all of his 100% of his $300 million max contract. Right. So I was saying, right, for me, like this is my personal opinion. Like for me, loyalty means a lot to me. That means, a lot to me, right? And I've had agents before, right? And for what these like people has done for me to put me in a better position to like, what?
I don't agree with it. I'm just saying, go ahead.
No, to like, eventually sign my first, professional contract, whatever the case may be, right? And for me, it's just like that 10, 15, 11% of $300 million. I've never made that much money before, so I don't know to the extent of it. Unless this nigga doing something to hinder me, like signing that contract, I think for me, I will, like that 10% is nothing for me to have a nigga that's been with me since I was amateur to the pro keep that. That's just how I feel.
Okay. Alman, how you feel?
I think that's a super valuable point, right? Because essentially, like, your agent is one of the first people that believe in you and has that faith and confidence to invest money behind you to let you like eventually go chase your dreams, right? So I think rewarding that type of loyalty or initiative, there's value in that. But at the same time, now I haven't gotten a chance to dig into this to see if there's like a deeper reason as to why he's firing his representation outside of just like the contract that's upcoming, right?
Yeah.
The guy could have been on some BS and he feels like he could represent himself or the parties he have in his corners can represent him. Here's the only downside to that is that agents know loopholes to contracts. Agents know the business. Agents know how to go get you like branding deals, and partnerships that allow you to make even more money. If the new representation that he's getting allows him to still do that, then I don't see an issue with him parting ways. Just because, like, why not put that money into somebody's pocket that you potentially know? Why, because they could have easily been in your corner from the, starting point, just like your agent, right? Like, a lot of these people, their moms end up turning into, like, their agent. Why not put that money in mom's pocket? Like, I understand loyalty and, rewarding the people that stood with you from the get-go, but that's my Dukes, that's my cousin David, Asalo, or so on and so forth. So I don't have any issues with it. It's just depending on what the reasoning is behind it all.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with some of the points Amami made, and more. I understand, your sentiment from where you're coming from, like loyalty and things like that, and somebody help you in your career. I think it's good that you guys should be like equally beneficial to each other, but at least where it makes sense, right? So I would say that what Amami said, to me that's the best way to put it, because I feel like who's the football player that mom represents him?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. I think Jaden Daniel also, if I'm not mistaken. So to me, that's beautiful. You're keeping the money in a family. Like you're giving your mom as your agent. You're giving your mom 10 to 20%. It's like something that you were going to do anyway, whether she was your agent or not. You're keeping the money in the family. But what I would also say too, the flip side of that, sometimes it could be that if your mom is your agent but she doesn't know what she's really doing, that could be an issue. And also you as a player representing yourself, it could be an issue. But also if you think about it, if with the knowledge of getting yourself deals and all of that. Because I'm not gonna say it's not hard because I haven't been in that position to do it because I stopped saying that I don't think things are hard because if you're not in that position, you don't know. So if SGA decide if he wants to do that, I agree with it 100%. If he knows what he's doing and if he knows it's gonna be beneficial to his brand and if he can manage it or whatever, if he has a system in place that can make sure that he can focus on the game while his business being handled. Because I think like sometimes that can kind of take you away from the focus on the game. But to me, hey, 300 million. I think how much does agents usually get? Maybe 5 to
10 to 11%. I don't think it's higher than that.
Off the contract.
Probably get better. Yeah.
And what about they also get a percentage of the endorsement deals, right?
Yeah, whatever deal that they help you sign, they get it.
We can have a dialogue. Like, I don't have to keep talking all the time, but so I would say like I'll keep that in my pocket. 300 million. Obviously, not getting the whole 300 million after tax. There's some things that's going to be taken out of that, and also you have to pay a percentage to your. I'm keeping all of that, bro. I'm sorry.
They're gonna be disloyal to the nigga that help you get that. Huh?
No, but we don't know if the nigga that's the one.
It's like a business like contract essentially, right? Like that nigga has gotten to recoup on his investment up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now him deciding to move forward in a different direction don't necessarily mean he's screwing a nigga. It just means that he's explored a different avenue. Now, what I did mention was like contract specifics and the person representing him being able to still help him maximize who Shea is as far as like endorsement and other deals. Are they going to be able to do that? That's my biggest concern, right? But other than that, it's just like it's business, man. And I mean, the agent can't take it personal. I know we all hear that all the time, but
that's true. Business is business.
Business is
business. And what the hell has this agent done, anyways? Like,
I don't even know.
As big as Shea's not the. I don't know how much.
I think he got some. He's like ambassador for like Dolce & Gabbana, I think, like some clothing line. Like,
for you talking about Shea?
Yeah. He's doing like the Paris fashion week.
Well, you can go to that even if you don't have an agent.
I know, but I'm saying like
you can get an invite.
Security, they get an invite for sure.
So to me,
Shay's a fashion person to start with, so he could find himself in those lanes without his agent.
No, I agree.
And maybe that's something that he's realizing, right? Like, what is the value this guy's really like bringing to the table at this specific point? Because as big as Shea is, he's not one of the highest selling like jerseys in the league. He's not. Now that could have to do with his market. No, he's not.
He's top 10.
11.
Well, I was thinking top 5.
He's 11.
Yeah,
but he's not top 5. And I think he might have. Yeah, but Abraham is correct. He wasn't really like one of the guys that was like major when it comes to jerseys. So also the market he's in doesn't really push him that much. So that's actually a good point.
And then like the shoe deal he got, I think this is Shy's first shoe release.
It might have been. Yeah, I'll fuck with the shoe though.
The shoe's tough.
No,
for sure. But it's not like he signed with like a Nike or Adidas. What is it, Puma or?
Is it Puma? Mo, can you look it up? One day,
it's either Puma or Converse, one of those two.
I like the shoe though.
Converse,
the shoes is tough.
Yeah, this one, the first one was 2020. He actually had a release. I remember he gave one to one of those to Vinicius Jr. I remember that.
Yeah, 2020. You're right.
It was the yellow butter one. Yeah, that was.
He signed a multiple year endorsement deal with Converse in 2020. In April 2024, he extended his partnership, assuming the role of creativity director of Converse basketball and collaborating on his first signature sneaker and Converse Shea 001. Yeah. Nigga, the fuck is a phone number?
Not Converse too much because Wade was signed to Converse,
Yeah.
And
I'm not gonna lie. Let me ask you though, like, because obviously, what's your favorite shoe brand?
Jordan.
What's my favorite shoe brand? Like as far as what?
Like what? Like Adidas, Nike.
Jordans, and then. I think
let's take Jordan. Let's take Jordan now because everybody would like Jordan anyway. Let's take Jordan out.
Because Jordan signed players too.
If you take Jordan out, then I'll probably have to tell you Air Force Ones, and I think what Kanye is doing with Yeezy is fire.
I ain't gonna lie, Brown shoe is terrible. I would never.
No, that's cat.
I got some fire.
I got some fun.
Brown shoes ass, bro. You can wear that to play basketball.
No,
bro.
you lying now.
Brown shoes.
You lying now.
Ass.
Brown shoes not ass, bro.
No,
who's your favorite player, Mo?
Huh?
Who's your favorite player?
Russell Westbrook.
Pull up his shoes. Pull up them fucking Bogota.
Russell Westbrook is a Jordan. Is signed with Jordan.
Yeah, he is.
Whose shoe was? I think it was John Morant. Was it John Morant's shoe? Somebody's
John's
shoe was
also
ass,
signed
bro.
with Jordan.
You think who got the worst shoe brand? The shoe worst shoes.
Worst shoes.
Steph
shoe.
Steph.
Yeah, I mean you can't wear Steph shoes to go out type deal, but
You can't do nothing with it.
no, hey, I imagine those boys got hella ankle support.
They do look like that.
Hold on.
Hella ankle support.
I'm trying to pull up.
Like, man, they can hold your ankle tight.
No, that's what I'm
Look,
saying.
these are the Stephs.
I don't think they look bad though. Like this one right here don't look bad.
You see these?
Yeah, I see it. Let me see Katie's shoe, bro.
Oh shit, ass on
Low
mommy.
top. Steph shoes are hooping shoes, so I wouldn't put them in like.
I wouldn't even get them
wear
for
Jordans to go out. Certain LeBrons you can wear it to go out. Even
Yes, facts.
these new shoes you could possibly wear to go out and hoop in them.
Shit, right?
I wouldn't put it, yeah.
Yeah.
Katie's shoe.
So I wouldn't put it in that bracket.
What is this nigga Brown shoe tough? What are you talking about?
Some of Brown shoes is tough. I ain't gonna cap.
I don't know if it's blurry,
Look,
but
Katie's shoe tough. Katie's shoe tough.
yeah, Katie.
Not the Katie in the back.
Mom, you fuck with this one?
Oh, that's
Bro,
that?
the thing on the right side of my screen isn't allowing me to really see what you guys are showing me.
Can you see the camera? You see me on the camera, though, right?
Nah, because I got like a grayed out spot on my. It's almost like a chat function.
Oh,
Can you
okay,
see
fine.
it?
Yeah.
Move it to if you move it to the other side of your phone, I'll be able to see it.
But Mike, can you see us though? Can you see us?
I can see most likely, but not you, David.
Oh, you can't see me?
It's okay, bro. That is
My
okay.
time is now.
So anyway, brown shoes is good, but
I can't believe y'all let that go over your head.
my time is now. You can't see me. Yeah.
My time is now.
So yeah, you know, for the SGA, whatever, like we have different opinion on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Moving on. This one says Zion just became the third fastest active player to reach 5,000 points behind LeBron and Luka.
You skipped JJ, but okay. Yeah, we can talk about
You
that.
said Zion?
Yeah.
Zion Williamson. That's crazy to me because considering the games that Zion has, if he would play like most of them games,
Yes.
what's the problem? What's the problem? Like I didn't even.
He would have broke that. He would have far it wouldn't even be close.
Look.
It would have been.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm saying this hot top. If Zion was 100% healthy like LeBron when he first came to the league, right?
He's breaking all that record.
Zion probably could have been the first player to take LeBron off number one if he keep playing like that.
Oh, yeah, okay. For this record,
we gotta chill. Just because that's what I was thinking about right now. I'm like, does that even matter? Like, yes, Zion is the youngest to reach 5,000 points.
One of the youngest.
One of the youngest, right? Mm-hmm. But based on like his past with injuries and what we've seen from Zion, I don't see Zion playing another 10 years for him to be competitive as far as like the top scorers in the league ever type deal, right? Like, so yeah, we give his flowers because he deserves it. That is a hell of an accomplishment. But there's so many X factors or external factors with Zion that it's impressive. But what does it really mean?
Are you hating right now?
Yeah,
maybe
I'm not
a
gonna lie.
bit.
For him getting that 5,000, even if he would play, because I don't think Zion. What's the percentage that Zion played since he been in the league? I'm
trying to see the amount of game he played so far and then
it's
compare.
super impressive when you think about it.
So if he played 80 to 85% of like.
So look, I'm gonna tell you. He been in the league 2, 3, 4, 5 years. The first year he played 24 games. The second year he played 61 games. The third game he played 29 games. The fourth year he played 70 games, and this year he only played 19. So now if you compare it, I think the only two guys that's in front of him is Luka and Bron.
Well,
so and I'm pretty sure Luka played a lot of games. I'm pretty sure LeBron played a lot of games in his career. So Luka, I'm trying to see it right now. Luka 72, 61, 66, 65, 67, 70. First 5 years.
Yeah, that's
crazy. First 6 years.
That's crazy.
I don't even need to go to Bron, so I just know is.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
So he did it. Luka did it in 194 games. LeBron did it 197 games. Zion did it in 203 games. So 7 more games compared to LeBron, and about 9 more games compared to Luka. It took him 9 extra games to do it, but with less gameplay, way more less game played.
That's super impressive if you consider like the amount of games that he has missed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what does it all mean. Like we give him his flowers. Yeah, that's impressive for getting a 5 bad as fuck, and it's considering the outlying factors or whatever. But what does it mean? Is he going to be one of the youngest to 10,000? We don't know that because he might miss the next 2 years.
Yeah, I think what it means it just means that he has a lot of talent. He's great, and if he can stay on the court, his potential is exponential. Right? So I think it's it's an indicator that this kid is very talented. It doesn't mean that he's gonna continue doing this. He's still a horny guy. He's very hungry.
Oh man,
like he eats a lot. So he's like, he said if I can play, because they only hit a minute restriction now. So they ask him, do you want to play back to back? He said, if I can play,
that was. I'm like,
I would do it. But I work for the Pelicans. But we
need a whole segment on that motherfucker's horniness.
Nah, facts. But
kudos to Zion though.
Facts. The next topic.
It's always nice. Yeah, it's always nice to see a brother baller.
Yeah. So, Mo, you want to the next topic?
Yeah, is JJ Redick glazing LeBron James or simply speaking the truth? I don't even know what he said.
Glazed.
Yeah.
he said the new kids would say that I was glazing, but he's basically giving Bron his props on playing back to backs, even though he's $1 billion man that doesn't really need to prove anything to anybody, right? Like you have Bron's accomplishments, some after a long All-Star break and events. Some people might want to take the second night of a back-to-back off, but not Bron. So
let me play the audio for you right quick.
I saw the other day, he's a billionaire. And he's playing on the second night of a back-to-back at 40 after 22 years with every freaking record and every accolade. And the kids will say that I'm glazing him. He's one of the greatest competitors. I saw the other day, he's a billionaire.
I'm not gonna lie, that's glazing.
The kids don't have to say that. I'm saying that.
Bro,
you in that man's pocket. Talk about he a billionaire.
Yeah.
What else have to do with him playing the basketball game?
I'm not gonna lie, that's glazing. Like it's a compliment, but it's glazing.
No, I don't agree with that. Just because LeBron's financials is public, everybody know Bron's a billionaire, right? And as much hate as, don't get me wrong, Bron gets a lot of love, but Bron also get a lot of hate, especially from some of the Twitter community. For his head coach to want to praise him and give him his due credit for playing back to back, the new kids will call it glazing. But
he glazed a little bit.
No, it is glazing a little. Like there's nothing wrong with let me not say there's nothing wrong with glazing.
Let's just say what it is.
But it's okay. It's glazing.
If you ask Gilbert Arena right now, Gil will tell you,
that's glazing. That's. I mean, it's okay.
Look at that as glazing, man.
But
it's just if you go to work every day, right, and your boss see you staying late working or coming in early, for him to acknowledge that in front of the whole team doesn't mean he's glazing you. He's just giving you your due credit.
No, he Dunkin' Donuts.
No, I agree.
For 20 years.
He Krispy Kreme a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. No, I agree. That's really not glazing, bro. That's extra glazing because you're doing it in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I got Tulula we on doing.
Somebody said it's LeBron. You technically cannot glaze that man. Somebody said that, and somebody also said
you could glaze. You could glaze Bron.
Well, somebody say we all are brosexuals, so it's okay to do it sometimes. So
brosexual is crazy.
I didn't say it somebody say bronsexual. So they're saying JJ Redick is bronsexual, but I agree that LeBron greatness is LeBron greatness, bro. Playing back to back. I don't think, bro, being a billionaire, being on a court, bro, people are complaining. Well, we're going to get into that. But to me, that's just amazing. That's your love for the game. Why do I need to be? I'm a billionaire. What the hell? It's crazy. But
richer than everybody on the court.
Yeah, bro.
Playing more minutes than everybody on the court.
Think about it. If you were JJ Redick, the man got you a job. Wouldn't you be glazing too, Alman?
Well, I'll give him his due credit.
So you saying Bron got JJ the job?
Who he think? How did he get it? Where did he coach at? Does that mean he's not a great coach or he's not a smart guy? No, I think he's doing a great job right now. And I think he's also smart as a coach. I think he's that guy. But Bron definitely, yeah.
Right.
So,
all right, moving on. This one. Next topic said the Hornets celebrating after beating Los Angeles Lakers in a regular season game.
Wait, what is it? So who?
The Hornets.
They celebrate after beating who?
The LA Lakers in a regular season game.
How you feel about that weak ass shit? I know you better not say woo woo, bro. That shit was ass on mommy.
I mean, I've seen teams like.
Is there wrong with celebrating?
Bro, they were really jumping. Like they were celebrating like it was like like they won a championship.
But when you win, can you enjoy it? Like you can't.
My nigga, you guys are fucking. Go ahead, mommy. They're fucking trash.
I was just saying, in the 82 season game, you're gonna have wins and losses. You know, you kind of gotta. You can't be too high with the highs. You can't be too low with the lows, right? You kind of got to be even killed. Like, I couldn't see a Kobe Bryant celebrating, regular season win like he just won the championship. Now, don't get me wrong. You enjoy it in the moment. You celebrate with your teammates, but the next game is only a couple days away. So you don't want to overdo it and be stuck on how well you guys is performing. You should really be preparing for the next week. So I didn't see the clip. But just, knowing sports, I think those are things that you kind of want to limit a little bit. If there's nothing wrong with it.
Nah. There's something wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. It
works for some people.
I think there's wrong with the sport, bro. Like, I feel like when you win, I don't think there's a way of, like, there's a specific way of celebrating. Whether it's a regular season, like, I think when you win, however you celebrate, that's just, like, to me, that's how it is.
Bro, I'm gonna suspend you if you celebrate. Look, no, because
hey, we gotta put some context to this though.
Okay.
Like, what was their matchup like last year? Like, because a team that possibly, I'm not saying they put them out the playoffs, but a team that possibly put you out the playoffs the previous year, you beat them, you might celebrate a little harder than you normally would. Or a team that beat you 4 games or 3 games out the 4 games that you guys played out the year, and you finally get over that hump, it's worth celebrating a little bit.
Yeah. No, I totally understand. Like, for example, if it's a rivalry, it feels like the Lakers and playing. The rivalry doesn't exist anymore. But when it was like, y'all beat us, we got our leg back. Yeah, let's go. But we're talking about a team that's ranked number 14 in the East. More saying that this was wrong with the NBA. No, what's wrong with the NBA is you saying that it's okay for these bum ass niggas to be celebrating in the locker room like they won a championship. Bro, these niggas were pouring water on each other like they won a championship, bro. Like, you guys are number 14 and 41 the record is 14 and 41 in the East.
I do know they do that when players are also like having a hot night, like cool his ass down a little bit.
If he had a career night, but it was a regular game on Miami, they just won. I
don't see nothing wrong with that.
There's something wrong with that, like, bro.
When you win a game,
well, okay, let me ask you this, Mo. If you were, let's say, you were playing 82 games in this season, right? Mm-hmm. And this was your 4th win of the season. Do you see anything wrong with celebrating in excess?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, you a loser. No. He's a fucking loser.
That's crazy.
You a loser. You a loser, bro. Bro, you have a nigga team that's 14 and 41.
Loser, I just won a game.
No,
I just won a game.
My nigga,
I just won a fucking game.
Let's take a sip. 14, bro. You the reason why viewership is down. You the reason why the viewership is down.
I can't.
No, you the reason why viewership is down.
I'm supposed to say that.
And look, I seen a nigga Mark Williams that failed the test to join the LA Lakers. He got shitted on. Brown dunked on him. He was the main nigga in the video jumping with LaMelo.
He was busting their ass.
That nigga tripping.
How he was bust? He got dunked on. What are you talking about?
They won.
Bro, they're not in the playoff. They're losers.
Okay.
They're fucking 14 and 41.
They can say they beat Luka and LeBron.
I'm not 14 and 41. The niggas only won 14 games. 14 games.
I wouldn't be celebrating, homie. I'm not gonna lie. I probably like celebrating. Don't mean you can't enjoy the win with your team.
Everything already going bad for the niggas. The least, bro, you gotta let them niggas.
No, you need to be more mad.
Sure. Celebrating don't mean you can't enjoy the time with your teammates. But if I've only won 14 games out of an 82 game season, the back end of the season should be me just us all locking the fucking getting ready to Try to win as many
They
games as
locked
possible.
in.
Unless
That's
the
why
plan is
they won. That's why they locked in.
Mo, they won one, bro. Mo,
one game though.
Well, you gotta be
You're
serious.
not even on a winning
But
streak for
that's
you to be
we talking
celebrating.
about that specific game right now. Once we get out of the locker room, we go back. Then it's back to business. We get ready for the next.
No,
game.
look, Mo, Almami, look. They're 7-30 in their conference. They're 9-20 at home. They're 5-21 away. Like, what the fuck we talk? What is there to celebrate?
The win that they just had against the Lakers.
And what does that do for them?
Because they won.
But the organization is shitty, bro.
We're not specifically talking about the season right now. We're talking about the moment they're in.
The moment is all part of it. It's all part of it. You're celebrating a one game. Look, you're celebrating a game to go from 13 to 14.
If things going bad for the team,
but that celebration tells you that how shitty this team is and how they approach the game.
Exactly. Maybe that's the reason why they celebrated, because this thing's been bad for them. So
that don't even make any sense, bro. But go ahead.
Hey, I'll be honest, right? Like
that shit don't make no sense.
So even when I used to play ball, right? Like if we beat a team that we knew weren't on our level for starters, that's a win that we'll celebrate amongst ourselves. But we're not about to be going crazy. Like the only time that Muggs is going crazy is after like playoff wins, after rivalry wins, after competitive games that you overcome. Now, if it was one of those situations where it was a close game by like 2 points and they found a way to win it, that's
exactly what the game was.
Yeah, that's you overcoming like adversity towards, like you can look at that as that's something to build on. It's worth celebrating, but not in excess. You have to like just kind of be even kill and just keep building.
I feel like I gotta send a video to y'all.
So there's a different levels of celebration. That's what y'all saying.
No, what I'm saying.
Different points.
Them niggas putting water on each other. That is not like they popping champagne.
Do you think niggas celebrate a first round win as they do a championship win?
Some niggas probably do. Shit.
Well,
exactly, and we see why only X amount of players have multiple championships, right? Like,
that's not true at all.
Bro,
hey, listen to this shit.
I know you remember seeing that video when what's his name, Kobe Bryant was like, "Job finished."
Job finished.
Hey, that nigga was crazy, bro.
Yeah, I think they were celebrating because they got Mark Williams weak ass back. The nigga that failed his physical test. He was just they were just happy. But that's why they're gonna be stuck. That's why they send that nigga back like you brought my package and my package is all messed up. I'm sending it right back. That was a horrible package they sent. That's shitty, bro. Look, somebody said, man. Look at these weak ass niggas in the comment. Somebody said you can't celebrate now these days. These are niggas that are not athletes.
That's a fact.
That
I totally believe that, bro. Like,
somebody said, Jordan, look, they got a Kobe meme in here. Soft. Weak ass.
Let's move on, man.
Nigga, we are moving on from shit. You the reason why the NBA ass.
Nigga, you ain't talking about the alien bald headed nigga. He talking about
you funny.
We can move on. I don't give a damn.
Well, like I said, I'm gonna say this one time. We can move on. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Doing it in moderation, considering like your circumstances.
Right.
In excess, there's a problem because you've only won 14 games.
Mm-hmm. No, we can move on. We can fuck them niggas.
Next topic. It's a Coach Pat. What is
Coach? Yeah, Coach Pop might not return.
Let him pronounce it.
Coach Popovich might not return to the Spurs. His future as a head coach with the Spurs is uncertain.
Yeah. We can kind of keep this kind of like brief and short. I kind of looked it up. Obviously we all know we gonna give Coach Pop his flower. We all know he's a legend, probably the second best coach of all time. Some people argue that number one. So this year, obviously people were excited that Wemby and Coach Pop was going to take this to the next level like he did with Tim Duncan and things like that. So I looked at it because I don't know if you guys remember a couple years back, maybe a few years back, his wife passed away. I don't know if you guys remember. And, that's kind of like very, very sad, your partner gone and she's never returning and also going back on a basketball court to go back to something that you love doing. I think that was very tough. And also him having a stroke. Also, he's older. He's 76 years old. Having a stroke also is took a toll on him. So his return might not be is very uncertain. So I don't think he will be returning. And I think at this point, like Almami, you mentioned earlier, you say, Coach Pop has been in the game for a long time. you going out, you a Hall of Famer, you know, a Hall of Fame coach, and I think you just take care of yourself and your health and just retire. And I think it's sad, but I think that's what he should do.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's older now too. Even like the way you move on the sideline. I think sometimes, bro, like your love for the games. We all play sports. We know how much the love for the games. You know how much that can affect you. But like sometimes it gets to a point you just gotta hang it up. You gotta give it up, though. Like, and if your health is at risk, I think the best thing for you to do is just focus on yourself.
Yeah, I think everybody has like your window, right? And for Pop, his window is expiring. Just like he's been in the league, more than half of his life. There's not much more that he can accomplish in aspects of basketball to where we'll look at him any differently, right? Like Pop has won championships. He's had all-star players, Hall of Famers. I do think like it's sad that Wemby doesn't get to have like a head coach like Pop for the entirety of his career.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, you kind of got to understand it's part of the game, right? Like you got to find somebody else who has been in the Popovich organization or, has some of like the same attributes that Pop have.
Yes.
Come in and coach Wemby and take over that team. It might be essentially good for them to get that reset now while Wemby's young so they can build together.
Yeah.
More so. A little bit like 3-4 years into his career, then Pop's gone and he having to reset then. So
I agree.
Flowers to Pop though.
For sure.
Bro, Pop, listen to this, right? Pop been coaching since 73.
Damn.
Bro, he went to the Spurs at 88. He was the assistant coach to 92 and he took over 92. He's been a head coach since, and he got 5 NBA championship, 3 NBA coach of the year, 4 NBA All-Star game head coach. Bro, since 73.
Pop is him.
And I also peeped that, like, I know Pop used to coach the Olympics at one point, but this year I don't think he was involved. And, that should have been an indicator to niggas for starters that, are to unwind a little bit.
No, that's true.
He gotta go in Tokyo and in San Juan from 2003.
No, Pop is a legend, bro. Speedy recovery to Pop. Hopefully he get back on his feet. But yeah, legend.
Legend.
Yep.
Moving on to the next topic is Victor Wembanyama is expected to miss the rest of the season due to a deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah, deep vein thrombosis. Yep.
Thrombosis, a serious blood clot in his shoulder. So.
Yep. That's scary. I also looked at. I think like this is a it could be a career-ending injury, right? I was looking at it. Yeah, like it could like mess up. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if this would what's the number one pick that Chris Bosh? Yep. And was it the same thing that happened to
Jabari Parker?
I was gonna say Markelle Fultz, but I don't think his stuff was the same. But yeah.
No.
So, but yeah, it could be.
That's what happened to Chris Bosh. Oh, because I saw Chuck and them was talking about if he would their management, they would like hit up Chris Bosh as soon as possible to see how he recovered. Because Chris Bosh recovered properly well for that. He came back and won the NBA championship with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the reason why Chris Bosh ended up retiring a little bit like sooner than.
Dog, bro, that's just scary, bro.
I think so. So blood clots can actually be life-threatening.
Yes.
More like looking outside of basketball now. So I think for the Spurs, like to take the proper precautions as they have to sit Wemby out, let him heal properly, and it'll be worth it in the long run because the last thing you want to do is try to. Especially if they're not competing for a championship right now, is try to get Wemby out there when he's dealing with health issues or try to push him to be on the court a little earlier than he probably should be. There's no benefit in that. So I like that they're taking precautions and, I hope he fully recover because, he's a young talent that niggas possibly mentioned like him being like the face of the league. He has that type of talent. So you wouldn't see him back out there. It sucks, but
they say Brandon Ingram had it too.
Yeah, Brandon Ingram had it. Yep.
Yeah, but I remember when I was in college, one of my offensive linemen missed like 2 years because of like blood clot issues, and he didn't end up playing the rest of his college career out because they thought it could be like life threatening.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not to that extent. It sounds like it's just like it's in his shoulder and. They did say I think that they were confident he'll be back next year.
Yeah, I think he should be good. I'm just I I would be really sad. I don't even want to put that in the universe, but I want to see Wemby. Like, I want to see young players come in with talent and live up to the expectation. And I'm looking at it. This is treated with blood thinners, compression, stocking, and sometimes surgery. So I guess it all depends. Maybe he's gonna go through the surgery, and then hopefully they can fix it. He can come back normal.
What causes blood clot in the veins?
I don't know. We can look it up. This you talking about this specific injury, or just blood clot in general?
Any type of blood clot.
I'm looking at blood clot, also known as thrombi, form when blood thickens and clump together, blocking blood flows in a blood vessel. Several factors can contribute to the blood clot formation.
Nigga, they say obesity, excessive weight put on pressure on veins.
Damn.
We know obesity got Wemby's problem.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Immobility or prolonged inactive regularity, smoking, pregnancy.
Hey, also with people being
medical conditions, surgeries, family history.
That big, there's always underlying health issues that like pop up eventually. It's not blood clot always, right? It could be knee problems, because we saw this with Yao Ming and Greg Oden and people of that sort. I just hope he recovers properly.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm seeing it. Obesity, pregnancy, also trauma.
Yeah.
I think it can happen in multiple diabetes too.
Different ways. Even family history can happen different ways.
So okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Speedy recovery
to him. Okay, my bad.
You're good. Same thing. Okay.
Yeah, I was saying.
Let's get into our next topic.
So Tim Hardaway said that he wants to lace up and bust Tyrese Halliburton ass.
Man, did you guys? Yeah. Did you guys see
Tim Hardaway Jr.?
Senior, the father.
Senior. What's wrong with that nigga?
So
bro?
did you see? Did you see this interview with Gil?
No,
bro. All right, let me.
Old ass nigga need to sit down.
Bro, let me tell you all the stuff he said. I'm about to piss y'all off. First of all, the man said. He said he tired of Gilbert Arenas and them saying that people in the 80s didn't have skills, they won't be able to play until this day, or whatever, 80s and 90s. He was like, he said, because Brendan Jennings was there, what's the other guy named? Nick Young was there. He was like, I think Gil could have played in our era, but I don't think Brandon Jennings and Nick Young would have made it out, because he said it was too physical. They would have got hit. They would not have been able to come in, drive in the paint easily and things like that. And then the man also went on to say that he want to bust Tyrese Halliburton ass. They want to lace up against him. And then this man also mentioned that, like, that the Lakers, with Luka, they won't need defense and things like that. And Luka can score, Kobe can score, Michael can score, but LeBron can't.
Did he play for the Pacers?
I think he played for Golden State.
So what? Tyrese Halliburton came into the
Magic, right? I think he played for the Magic.
He might have played for the Magic too.
I didn't know who that nigga was. I saw his interview.
So Tyree responded. He said, "Ask him." He said, "Ask him why he feels that way." And then I saw it on Twitter. Somebody posted Tyrese Halliburton's stats against his son.
His son's ass.
Hey,
his son can shoot now.
Yeah. He went to Michigan, right, Mom? He went to Michigan.
Yeah. His son can shoot, but for Tim Hardaway, man, he need to sit his old ass down somewhere.
Somewhere, bro.
I'm be honest. I don't think what like benefit or value does Tyrese Halliburton get from play 101 with this guy?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can feel however you want to feel, but if I'm Tyrese, I'm not even entertaining that too much. I feel like a lot of these old niggas, let me just say, from that era, whenever you make a statement that like contradict what their beliefs are, they automatically get offended and want to come like, oh well, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and I agree.
Allowed to have an opinion. So what, we think like the league now is more talented. Granted, I do think what's his name, Tim Hardaway, was very skilled and can do like a lot of.
He was nice.
Things. Yeah, he was nice, but.
Go ahead. Finish off first.
Yeah, I don't think and there's nothing wrong with like mugs from this generation thinking that they could play back then. Nick Young is my one concern. I think Gil and what's his name?
Jennings? Nah, Nick Young was nice though, mommy. Nick was nice.
Nice, but he was a little soft.
He was a shooter.
Nah, he wasn't soft. I think he was like he didn't take shit serious.
Yeah,
but look,
yeah.
I just pull up some stuff, right? Tyrese Halliburton actually liked this. So, like, Legion Hoops, they posted that the quote of Tim Hardaway Sr. He said, "If I go back and suit up, I wanna go after up Tyrese Halliburton, and he talks so much shit. I wanna go bust his motherfucking ass or something like that." And then, so Tyrese responded, right? He said, "Tell the world the real reason why you feel this."
Feel that way.
And then he also liked this post that said, "For those who don't know, Tim Hardaway was on the 2000 Miami Heat squad with Tyrese Halliburton cousin, Eddie Jones, right?
Yeah, yep.
Eddie Jones invited Tim's Hardaway's wife, to his Miami high-rise condo and slept with her and had her screaming." Y'all about to say y'all this, bro? What?
No way.
And Tyrese liked that. He said that's the real reason why the nigga feels.
Damn.
So it's not about basketball.
Not even about basketball.
He said, "Had her screaming. This caused a serious drama. How do Miami, etc."
And Eddie Jones, from what Gilly told us, Eddie Jones couldn't hold LeBron's jock strap.
He couldn't hold his jock strap. That's a fact. Eddie Jones.
Tyrese liked that on Twitter, bro. He reposted
it. Hey, bro, a lot of animosity gets started over women all the time, man. I'm not even surprised.
That's tough.
Dog. Well, you all right. This is like, yo, so, okay, and on top of that, the stats also real because he did bust his son ass too. So I'm like, Tim Hardaway, bro, you got to chill, bro. Like, you're doing all this. He was nice, though. Let's not get it. He was nice. All-star. He was nice. He was all of that. But, bro, you got to chill. And also, you talking shit about Bron, too. Just chill, my nigga. Do you. You talking about these niggas. These niggas can play in your era. They can. Like, what's his name? If Gilbert Arenas gave Kobe 60, Tim Hardaway, he gonna give you 70, 80. Nigga, you ain't Kobe? Nigga.
Like that.
Shit about to get ugly. This shit get ugly.
Me.
This shit ugly, bro. But nah, that's crazy, Mo. So Mo, how you feel about that? You think he need to stop fucking with them YNs?
Yeah, I think he needs to shut up. Cause he got a lot to lose.
Damn, bro.
I don't think you shut up because you got a lot to lose. I think you shut up because you just gotta have more respect for yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you shut up because you like of what you gotta lose, then it's like you're giving in.
You're giving in, yeah.
External.
I think there's another way of handling it.
Enough respect for himself not to even address something that happened X amount of years ago. As a grown man, that's understandable. You know.
Damn. Eddie Jones.
All right, let's move on. That's it. I don't know what his problem was, Bron, but everybody got a problem with Bron.
Everybody.
Yeah, just moving on. So the NBA lack of competitiveness and low viewership is being blamed on leadership role.
Yep. So I think, I don't know if you saw it, Mommy, but I also saw more. We saw it. I think it was that hockey player that was also talking about how the NBA. The NBA viewership was going down. He claims that
nigga, nobody watch hockey.
Yeah, like the nigga head kind of stick up like this a little bit. That nigga got a cone head.
Put that nigga in full Nelson.
Full Nelson.
Put that nigga in the hammer.
I had the nigga in full Nelson, so I started shooting this motherfucker to every hammer. He said, I said, oh my God, I'm dead. But I had the nigga in the full Nelson, so I'm swinging this motherfucker left to right.
Swinging my leg this way.
Yeah. So the nigga talk about, he come in there, first of all, hype as shit, like somebody give a fuck. Talking about, we didn't have that issue when Mike played. We didn't have this issue when Kobe played. And, and right now the leadership role, nigga, just say it. You dick eating, you on LeBron dick. Just say it. You just trying to say LeBron and, bro, come on, cut it out. And then he's saying that, I do agree with some of the things that he said in terms of like being competitive and things like that. But compared to hockey, they fight basketball. They're not boxing, bro. We here to hoop. So I think like, yes, the competitiveness in the NBA is low. And which also I feel like causes the viewership to decrease, but I don't think it's a leadership role. I don't think it's the leadership role. I think it's like the NBA as a whole, and I think it's the culture of the NBA is not what it used to be.
Yeah, like LeBron's just gonna go knock on everybody's door and ask some nigga to play harder. Like, what does that have to do with
the nigga worry about his son, nigga? But Alman, what you think?
I think it's super interesting when like athletes from a different sport decide to speak on like basketball when you're a hockey player, right? Because the dude might have possibly played like 10 years maximum, and we're discussing someone that have played over 22 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing this all out, and I was sitting here just thinking, like, when is the NBA itself going to take some credit for like viewerships being low? Because I keep hearing that it's like, you know, a lack of competitiveness, or you know what I mean, leadership, so on and so forth. But viewership isn't the responsibility of like individual teams. It's the responsibility of the NBA. So collectively, right?
Yep.
So if you feel like there's adjustments that needs to be made to the rule, you know, to the platform or layout, those are adjustments that the league is going to have to just take action on, just to make sure that, you know, NBA is looked up on as it was before. Because I'm not gonna lie, like the league has been kind of soft for the last few years. So to say that like it's only one factor or one person or two people that are down in viewership is just kind of unfair.
Yeah,
and I think the league itself need to figure this out, not just blame it on LeBron or, you know, individual.
I agree. Mo, you want to chime in? Because
no, go ahead.
So I agree. I think what you said, Mom, is very valid, bro. Sometimes people talk out of terms, but we also cannot dismiss the fact that the NBA is struggling, like in terms of like viewership, and also the competitive nature of the game has like decreased tremendously. So I would say that, yeah, there's things that need to be fixed, but I think it takes the whole organization. It takes the players. It takes the team. It takes the the commissioner, the whole NBA as a whole, to make sure they fix those problems. But to just say that a leadership role is the main thing, I feel like the Conehead man has something on his chest that he wanted to get off, and I think he wanted to attack this era because you're probably a fan of Bron and Kobe. You're not a fan of LeBron, because you know people say I like the way Kobe approached the game. That's fine. I have nothing against that. Some people might not like the approach of LeBron, but obviously he's been successful, and out of every great that played this game, nobody has ever been able to play it for this long at this rate. So if we're talking about just competitiveness, I think we need to put LeBron to the side. We need to put players like Steph to the side, because to me those are the two main leaders, because those two guys been competitive since they've been in the league. They're playing till Steph get mad when he lose games. Steph still get mad when he loses against LeBron.
Like one time that when Draymond got kicked out again, Steph was literally crying.
Yeah, and we literally see how Steph, whenever him and LeBron is out here dunking on niggas. Bro, last game LeBron was playing defense. He was picking niggas up. He had 3 blocks. So a nigga that's 40, that's a billionaire, that's still competing. Like, I don't agree with that. Let's just put that to the side, because I don't want to make this just it's about LeBron. But I'm not here.
I do think that's where like there's a value in was JJ Redick making a statement that he did because of asshole him, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, if the NBA puts the rules in place as far as like limiting some of the foul callings, or like giving like the refs not giving them as much like power over the game as far as like throwing niggas out the game, or you know, people being like reprimanded for, you know, regular interactions. If they put those type of rules into place, people aren't gonna have any choice but to follow it, because they're I
agree.
So and like we were talking about earlier, bro, too. I think there's different level of greatness, just like there's different level of competitiveness, right? Like I think Mike and Kobe are two special individuals that had just that kind of, they're kind of maniacs when they came to being like competitive. Bron's not necessarily to that extent, at least from what I can see, but to show up every day and display not perfection, but you know, like greatness for a 22-year span is valuable.
Crazy.
You gotta respect that.
Yep. No, that's true. Mo, you have something to add on?
No, I agree with everything you said.
So I was gonna also say that I think I seen Shannon Fry was talking about this. That the reason why the NBA is not evolving is because all this comparison, and they just stuck on like the Kobe, the Kobe and MJ. It's like that's a different era. We're playing a different era of basketball. You got to learn how to embrace that. I even seen KG saying that. And so the thing that you said, I think that's actually a major problem. The foul calling, you're making the game soft. People can no longer express themselves. People can no longer play hard, right? So you got to kind of limit yourself. Even on defense, you kind of got to like not hand check too much, or not play physical, because somebody can just flop and just get out, get 3-4 fouls and they're sitting on the bench. So next time I go in there, I'm not going to play defense. And another thing also is the style of basketball, the shooting threes and things like that. So the NBA I feel like they were catering towards more buckets. We want to see more scoring. We want to see more highlights. We want to see more shooters and things like that. That's gonna take that's also taking like the culture of the NBA away a little bit. That take the tenacity and the effort of the game away from viewers and all of us. We can see it. We're watching it. We clearly know this man is not playing defense. And on top of that, what I would also mention is, yes, we're playing a new brand of basketball, but what they should focus on is making sure that the team, the players come and play with effort and compete. And also we need to bring back the rivalry. Like if you think about it, from Magic and Bird, when the NBA started to flourish, when they started to become prevalent, before MJ took it to another level, it was the Celtics and the Lakers. Magic versus Bird. That's all we saw. Magic, Bird. People were literally coming to see Magic lose against Bird. People wanted Bird to lose against Magic. That rivalry, Lakers versus the Celtics. I think we need to bring those things back, and we don't have that right now. Anybody said I can wait to watch LeBron go against Jason Tatum, but nobody like who.
Well, so D Wade was touching on this pause when he said that
super pause.
When he said that was that could have been part of the reason why Luka was traded to LA, is just to get that that rivalry back between the Lakers. It was more of a macro play by like the NBA and the owners.
Got you.
More just them not liking Luka and having and I can also see that. But yeah, the game is definitely different than what it was. But what can people expect? People can't possibly expect the game to stay the same way. Like,
you're right.
Every sport, there's been rule changes, there's been adjustments, there's been
different players, style of play
that's been included and taken away. So it's just on the NBA to figure that shit out, or
that's true.
Losing your viewership.
You gotta adjust. But yeah, I agree.
Facts. I agree.
Next one. Mo, you wanna go ahead?
Let's say U.S. versus the world concept at the All-Star game, like U.S. versus all them Europeans. What do we think?
So we have one more topic after this, and then we can wrap it up. We can keep it nice, short, and sweet. But yeah, anybody wanna start out? I can.
I saw like a image where they pull like it was Shea, Luka, Jokic, all the top Europeans versus like KD, Bron, Steph. I think that could be something they can incorporate in terms of like bringing the viewership back up. I think, for me, I think that's a positive direction where they could take this, because the way they did it All-Star this year, we all know that was a foul. And I feel like when I watched that, like the clip you was talking about when the nigga was talking about how like the comparison of like back then is 40 years ago, less like he was saying that media also has a role of playing, like NBA being shitty because they talk shit all day on these players. And I think like that could be something that can really bring back the spark, like do the All-Star like that, put the Europeans against versus the United States player, and also like the 1v1 tournament too. I think that could be a good concept too. It's just the way of doing it. Like don't just do it today. Just like how they do stuff. I feel like it could work to me to bring the viewership.
Mo, actually, this entire time while we've been talking about viewership, that's one of like the points that I did not consider at all is like the news or like the perspective that the media is putting out there of the players. And I think that's actually something that also needs to be like looked into, because if I'm being told that James Harden is, below the bar 3-4 days out the week, what is pushing me to go watch James Harden? If I'm being told that he's not going to give any effort, or granted, when it's happening, highlight it, do your job. But if, we all know some people are going like overboard, like,
So they
Skip
get
trying to downplay Bron for as many years as he has, right? So I think that's something that definitely needs to be looked into. But was the question if they should consider like doing an international versus USA to help the viewership or just in general?
Also to help the viewership and things like that.
So I mean, if it's, I feel like they're trying a lot of like tricks just to try to get the viewerships back to what it used to be, right? I'm actually a fan of the East and West setup to where players from like each coast is playing for their respected coast or whatever. I do think like incorporating new things like the one-on-one would be interesting, but again, the All-Star is not going to fix the NBA's viewership problems. You know what I mean? Like, you can make the All-Stars entertaining enough to where people want to tune in, but as far as like, a permanent solution, like I feel like there's more figuring out to do than just manipulating like the All-Star setups, because we have World Cups and Olympics to see international players play against the US.
That's true.
Players.
That's a good point. I agree. I think also the thing about it is like, it's about the viewership, but also if you make it where it's like my country versus your country, then people would take pride into that to try to compete. So that's another way of looking at it. And I don't think it's gonna fix the whole NBA. It can bring some excitement to the All-Star, but if it's gonna be competitive, that's how the NBA should be for every team. So like that's what we were talking about. The fact that I said the way that Mo was kind of accepting of the fact that the Hornets were celebrating is the reason why we lack competitiveness and effort in a game, honestly, because you're celebrating something that's like you winning in one game against the Lakers is to no avail. It doesn't help you at all. So I believe that, maybe bringing the USA versus this could be a start. They can try it. The one-on-one can be another thing because people pride. You don't want to go out there and get skunked. So those two things right there can just bring the competitive nature already. And the USA versus international also kind of like relates to the culture of the NBA, bringing the rivalry back. And I think that would be great. But my one question is there enough international players that are superstar that will be able to compete against these NBA players? Because at that point, we're just looking at the Olympic. Let's look at the names.
You got to look at the Canadian.
Just depend on
like
how
the Wagner brothers. Yeah,
Shea, Jamal Murray, Wemby, Luka,
Jokic,
Giannis.
Jokic. Shea, did you say Shea?
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert. Sabonis.
Yep,
Sabonis.
Yeah, that's tough already.
What's the defender name from the Rockets?
Even Porzingis.
Brooks.
Shingun. Oh yeah, Brooks.
Brooks.
Yeah, Porzingis.
So there's enough, Almami. There's enough.
That's enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I still got. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's a crazy ass game.
That's a crazy game. Giannis, Luka, Jokic. Oh, that's a crazy game, bro. They got everything that they like. Josh Giddey's a good point guard. Even I ain't gonna lie. Yeah,
and I seen something too where they had got like the old guys like Bron, Steph, KD, Kyrie, and them versus the young guys Tatum, Shea, Anthony Davis, and things like that. Not Anthony Davis, but Anthony Edwards. But I think I'm gonna go with the old guy. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea. But yeah, I think
it'd be interesting. I really want to see the one-on-one matchups though. I think that'll be dope. Just to put it out there, I'm picking Kyrie as my winner.
Yeah, I don't know why you keep saying that.
I don't care what you say.
It's KD. I'm telling you, Kyrie played KD one-on-one.
Get the ball first.
Kyrie was losing to one-on-one games against Dinwiddie.
It was cold that night.
But I think Kyrie gonna take somebody's leg though. Pause. He gonna take somebody's leg. Kyrie bro, no pun intended. No pun intended. You know what I just said?
What?
I said,
and
our next topic is what, Mo?
Taking somebody's leg.
Yo, I swear to God, I didn't even mean to say that.
No, Bo broke silence and seemed to be in good spirit after getting his point.
Yeah. So LeVar Ball, recently we saw that his leg was amputated. At first, I thought it was fake news. And then I saw the picture and I saw him put a video out. And he looked in good shape and he looked like he's in good spirits. So how do you guys feel about that? And also, as you just look at yourself as being either put yourself in two different shoes, the son and also the dad. How would you feel if you was the son, and how would you feel if you was the dad? If you was LeVar?
Well, you want to take this first, Paul?
Nah, you got it.
I can go first if you want.
I mean, it don't matter. You go ahead, Debbie.
So I would say, to me as a son, like just me seeing it right away, because like, hey, LeVar Ball is a father figure, and I think he's a great father at that. So I'm like, damn, if that was my father, I'd be like hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still like, it's your leg. Like, we don't understand how important some of these small things like really means to us. It can be this finger alone. It can be just one eyesight. It can be, a bone. It can be something that can like not necessarily deteriorate your body, but something that take away your natural way of living. Just walking to the store or just walking to the trash can. To me, it's a big deal. He got his completely like foot gone. So to me, like as a son, I'll be really hurt. But with LeVar's spirit, I can be understanding. Also, their mom had a stroke a few years back, so it's kind of like that's how life works. And as a father, I think I'll probably be more upset as a son than I am as a father, because I think as a father, being in LeVar's position, you already put your sons in the best position possible. All three of your sons doing great. So I think knowing that my kids are in good condition and they're set for life, and my foot is amputated, I think I would look at that as a symbol. I was like, I would give my foot up for my kids' success. Not saying that that's what happened, but I'm just looking at it as like, God worked in a mysterious way. I don't know what happened on my foot, because it could have been, the reason why I say that, because LeVar played football. He played other sports. It could have been something that happened on a football field, something that lingered, or he probably didn't take care of early on, and then it came back and ended up being his foot getting amputated. And obviously he was doing all of that because he premeditated that he was going to have 3 kids, 3 sons, and they were all going to play in the NBA. And it fucking happened. So maybe something happened down the line and he sacrificed himself, or probably didn't pay much attention because he was so focused and he had a ton of vision for what he wanted for his kids and his family, and he didn't take care of his foot. And that could have been, I sacrificed my foot for my family and my sons. So I think I would be less upset as a father, but more upset as a son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think him losing his foot is super unfortunate, right? Because for guys like LeVar Balls, who are Hall of Fame dads, essentially, as you just mentioned, right? Like getting all 3 of your kids essentially into the NBA at some point in their career. There's value in that, bro. Like, it's hard to do. Pushing them every day, being there for every workout, and to see them excel in that way, I know that's a great feeling for him. I was like kind of heartbroken for him for sure. But then, I had to sit back and realize, that's just what comes with life at some point, right? You saw that Deion Sanders had to get a couple of his toes cut off, right? It's unfortunate, but thankfully, technology is advanced enough now to where there's prosthetics and things of that sort that can help him out and allow him to still live close to a normal life as possible. He'll still be able to attend all the games that he want to attend. He'll still be able to, what you just mentioned is the spirits is in a good space, just because when you lose a body part, it's an adjustment, right? And this could just be what we're seeing on the media. We don't know what he's truly dealing with, but I'm hopeful that he'll be able to at least do things 95%, not 95. I'd probably say like 75, 80% of the way that he used to work. As his sons, it's hurtful, but you kind of just got to accept it and, just be there for him as much as possible, which I'm sure they are. I saw LaMelo posting up with him. As a father, it's just it's a part of life. I'm glad I was able to be there and help my kids excel as much as possible when I did. Now that I'm dealing with this and they're already off and running in their life,
exactly,
have too much more worry. Plus, I imagine they're flush with cash, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It's not a lot of medical assistance that he can't get.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. Now, Mo, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, LeVar, for me, like he's already done what he's supposed to do for those kids. They're all in a place right now where they probably all moved out, probably got their own place. All of them excelling in their own fields, and he's done everything. To me, like he's the epitome of like a black father. Like he, and the thing is, like he kind of put like he was saying this before it was happening.
Yep.
He was saying it, like he was saying all three of my, and people was thinking that he was crazy. He said all three of these kids will go play in the NBA.
Yep.
You know, and two of them ended up playing the NBA. So that,
Hey,
you know,
chill.
So I'm saying like right
D'Angelo bought he played a little bit. He played with the Hornets a little bit.
Whatever. Yeah, but right now it's their turn right now also to take care of their father. Obviously, well, mommy said it's prosthetic leg where he can live a normal life, and he looked like he's in good spirit. Like he posted a video, you know, everything. But
yeah,
you know, kudos to the Ball family. You know,
no, I agree. You know, it's yep. I guess speedy recovery. You know, and you know, shout out to LeVar Ball, and you know, he's just kind of unfortunate, but he seemed like he's happy. And then we know he in the crib. He said Neon is his fourth son now. He added an Indian to the family, but he's still bending in that corner. Whoa. So at the end of it is what it is.
Who's Dion?
Neon. That's the streamer that put he did Leandro did the thing with. So yeah. So that's all the topics for today. I appreciate you coming. It took us a little longer than usual. We never went an hour and 40, but like, you know, putting everything together.
That's kind of what I was gonna ask of you guys is that, you know, at the end of all of my meetings, right? Like I ask everybody to rate it, and if it's under 8, you have to give a reason as to why you rated it under.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
You know, and that could be one of the things that you mentioned, right? We tangented in the beginning, and it took us a lot longer than we normally do, whatever.
Yeah, but because this is the first time we actually brought a guest on here, so we did the money, but that was like an interview.
I was about to say, I'm your first guest.
Well, our first guest for like because we started doing interview podcasts too with like athletes. We're gonna do one with you though. We're gonna do like one and whatever about like your journey and stuff like that. We're gonna do one about more. We're gonna start telling stories because more didn't make it. So we're gonna talk about all of that. But you're right. I think we should do that more at the end of every episode. We should rate it. I think that's a great idea. You know. So I'll give my rating first. I think with all honesty, after we got the ball rolling, I think like the conversation was like the transition of the conversation were great, and the things that the topic was good too, and the way we answered the questions on both sides. And honestly, you probably the most professional we got. Like I've done the podcast with, like I'm talking about like me and Mo. I've done the podcast with.
And shit.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, and I appreciate it because, you know, I told you, like, yo, you got to stay in front of the camera. You're not doing too much movement. You're answering the question. You're attentive. So to me, that it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to be here. So to me, overall, I would give it an 8.5 because of the time consumed, like the time that it took us to get everything ready. I would give it an 8.5. The topic, like 9, but overall 8.5.
Fair. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. Overall, I would give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. I feel like, you know, even though, because, you know, that's expected. It's like it's just me and you been doing it. So we gotten used to it. Now, like, we brought 2 new people in. Like, there was a little bit of technical difficulty. But once everything was set, everything just went smoothly. So I give it a 9.
Yeah. And I'm kind of in the same ballpark as you guys. I'd say 8.5 to 9. And I think it was a lot of good like dialogue, a lot of good back and forth, and motherfuckers was mindful of the participant, right? Like just taking a back seat, letting
that's a fact
from their perspective. If you agree with it, you know, mention that you do it. If you don't, state why you don't agree with it. I think we did a pretty good job transitioning into like our next topics and not letting things drag out for too long.
Yeah,
I mean, like the beginning. We could have done better on, but this was my first time, and honestly, it was a dope experience for me. Just because, you know, although I'm on like these type of calls all the time, but this is my first podcast being on, and even like at the beginning, I was a little like, you know,
you get feel for it once it start going, right?
Yeah, I had to kind of warm up to it, especially with that first question, but then after that, we're able to get rolling, so it's dope.
Nah, that's good. Nah, we did. You definitely gotta. I fuck with this heavy, like the whole thing.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you're like what Dota say. Like
yeah. Nah, you good performance. I think we should definitely like come to the show. I'm trying to say something now. Pause. Yo, chill. Yo, chill. No, what I'm saying, I would like you to show up more often in his space.
Sure.
But yeah, that shit was fire. Like, and you know, the more I don't know about you, but the one thing that helped me, because like Amami would give a constructive criticism on he would talk about the topic from point A to point Z, from A to Z, and in a way it helps me time to look at research some things,
research more, yeah.
And it kind of like this the first time, because usually when I do it, I stand up, I'm sitting. I was able to do this. I'm like, I could be here for 3 hours, and then like usually it's like me and Mo got to be on point. Like you got to be on point, and Mo was really relaxed today too. I see Mo like this, because if you were not here, maybe that the information that he put up on Twitter, we might not have enough time to pull that up. So it helps a lot.
Hell yeah. And that's kind of what it's about, bro. It's just like, you know, figuring out like your rhythms and the tempo. And, you know, like I'll definitely pop up on this boy more often if y'all have me.
All right, nigga, y'all flirting now. Wrap it up. I gotta go take care of it.
He said we flirting. But this is the best one so far. This is the best one for me so far.
Nah, that's good.
Yeah, niggas is glazing. Crazy.
Let's keep the ball rolling.
Yes, sir. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, Gameonblitzz. Follow our Discord in the description. And, you know, it's hosted by me and my co-host, Mo Contender. We out. Peace.